Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Let's Play Heart.Break. This is the third kind of video. I've released a hacking style one and an exploration style one. So now let's play kind of a combination of the two rather than just walking around the game or rather than just delving into the details of the script such as it is, the Sprock script. Let's start doing some stuff. Let's see what we can do out there. Let's get into the bits and bytes, as they say. I have collected suggestions as to what to do from the thread, and we are going to go into them one by one. Basically go down the row, and if we can figure out how to do something, we'll do it, and if we can't, then we'll put it off till later, because most things you can do. Okay, one of the first things that we suggested to do was, let's see if we can't get our bad selves into room 3. Of course I put away the key immediately, but maybe I don't need it. Maybe I'll just hack this door. Although, actually, no, let me take out my key, just so we can see precisely what it is that we want to get into here. So let's head on in. And as you can see in the hallway when it loads, there are a number of numbered doors, and we can see here that we're in room 1, room 2 is here. This could be room 3, it doesn't have a number, so this could be from that, or it could be that this thing has fallen is moved in front of door 3. I'm also going to add, I'd like to get into room 5, because we saw somebody walking in there who I remember seeming a bit suspicious. So, let's get our bad selves into room 3. So, this seems easy enough. We want hotel room 3, door 1. Check. Let us in, please. And here's room 3. Doesn't really seem like all that much of anything. There is a suitcase, which is interesting, which we will take. Yeah, okay. Hotel room 3 boxed handbag box. Let me see briefly, am I able to hack the thing? What if I take out the modifier? Can I... no. Nope. Alright, well, that's fine. Let me put that into the bag. I'll pick up a suitcase, and, we can maybe, store some extra things in there. So, let's see if we can figure out how to do that. We'll put this into our bag for now. I don't know if you actually can store extra stuff in a suitcase. It seems like it should be possible. So, we got some drinks, we got some radios, beer. Nothing really seems too intense. Somebody asked, could I hack a bed? I cannot hack a bed. You can't hack anything that the hacking cursor doesn't show up on. I can hack a cigarette, so let's see what a cigarette does for you. Looks like nothing. Smoking a cigarette has no effect. Okay. What's... Trippy. Trippy. No description. Okay. Does it take anything? It does not. You know what? I want to do that. I want to see what happens if we did that. So pick up the cigarette, smoke the cigarette, smoke it again. Are we high? Are we getting high? I did make me trippy, right? Yeah. Sleep, that's just pause for a number of seconds. Okay. I don't really think that did much of anything. Well, I'm sorry to say, moral guardians, but we seem to have gotten ourselves super trippy. Oh, look at us. We're wasted. It's like a PSA. Hey, what happens if you hack a fuse box? Okay, that seems weird. Number power tap equals connect, so we connect to power tap. What's my name? Send name to power tap. Well, how about instead of that, we, say our name. How about we do that instead of sending our name to the power tap? Its name is Hotel Room 3 Fusebox Poor Fusebox 1. Okay. Well, let's note that for later. And it looks like we can actually leave the door. I guess it's not locked from the inside, only from the outside. And look, it was this door after all. So, if there's anything behind here, I don't know what its number is. And it kind of looks like there's not. You can see that there's these arrows. Let's get into door 5, just for kicks and giggles. Let's see what happens if we do so. Because again, we saw that guy who was kind of rude to us, so I think he might be some kind of secret guy. I've never been in this room, by the way. Oh, there he is. There he is asleep right now. So, I'm not, like, play acting and I really know that there's something cool in here. I have no idea what's in this room. And we are discovering ourselves. So there he is. Looks like he's got maybe some electronics equipment or something. I'm not really seeing a whole lot to interact with here. Does he have like a girly magazine on his bed? Okay. Boy, if he has stuff, it doesn't look all that interesting. And there's not all that much to do. Is his fuse box hacked in any way? It is not. Okay. Well, let's get out of here. And you know what? It's making that humming noise. Just for funsies, let's... Oh, we already got into door 4. So that's everything, right? No, let's go into room 2. I don't think we've ever been in room 2 precisely. So just to finish everything out, let's get into room 2. And it's Bernard. Wait, it says I can't talk to sleeping Bernard. Does that mean that I would have been able to talk to the other agent guy? Okay, Bernard has a map, which seems right, because he's here to take pictures. And little else. Make sure that his fuse box isn't hacked. No, it looks just like everything else. Yeah. Not much here of interest. Alright, that's everybody's rooms. That was thing number 1 on the list. So we have now successfully done that. This suggestion is by Inflatable Fish, so thanks for that. His second question is, can we hack people? And I am sorry to say that we are unable to hack people. The hack option doesn't come up when you scroll over them, so I imagine we'll say that a couple times. Hey, let's throw away... let's throw our empty water bottle into the trash can. And you know what? Now I'm curious. What happens if you hack a trash can? This code runs when an item's thrown into the trash. Great. Okay, trash type. So we get our type. That's interesting. Let's say the type. If trash type equals floppy or trash type equals key, move to room, Monad's apartment, otherwise delete it. Interesting. Okay, I don't know where Monad's apartment is. And you know what? Can I just, like, take all of this off? Let me comment out all the rest of this. Yeah, I bet it does. Now let's get something else that I don't really need, like digital trash, and throw it away. It says it's a floppy. And I think I've still got it in my hand. Yes, I do. Because it doesn't throw things away now. So now I can see what type things are. What type is this map? It's a map. Okay. What type of thing is a suitcase? Oh no. I can't do that with the suitcase. Okay. Oh, you kinda can too. How about a cola? It's a drink. So, it's not that every item is a type, there's specific types of things. Finally, how about a screwdriver? It's a screwdriver. Okay, so there's one-offs and then there's categories. Very interesting. Incidentally, since I'm not exactly sure, what does a screwdriver do? Nothing. A screwdriver does nothing. Okay, well, good to know, I suppose. Let's put it back in case we need it later, I suppose. Alright, third, can we hack our credit card for infinite cash? It would be handy to know if we can do such a thing. Well, let's pick this credit card out, and boys, let's hack it. Alright. Void check balance. VAR computer equals connect to finance computer. our balance equals computer.getBalance for person, get name of card owner. Okay, so apparently there's also a method called get name of card owner, and the string kind of goes on past. Then it prints out the balance. Void, make transaction, number, amount. So again, computer is finance computer, sign is plus, display amount equals amount. So that's a transaction. We display amount is now called amount. If amount is less than 0, sign is minus, display amount equals amount times -1, end. Print sign plus $sign plus display computer change balance, name of card owner, amount. Okay, so what this does, let's break this down kind of line by line. So the first thing we do is we have a variable which connects us to a finance computer, and that variable, since we've connected to something, now this variable allows us apparently to run methods that we couldn't have done otherwise. This is something we probably should pay attention to, because let me try something else. Let me say like so string hi equals hello. Okay, now let's try hi.get balance for person, get name of card owner. Okay, let's compile that, huh? Oh, this needs to, okay, pardon me, like that. All right, so there we go. So, let me... I'm trying to figure out how we can test this. Because what I want to see is, under the suggestions that they have down here, we have get name of card owner, which appears to be a method which is native to the card, but I don't see get balance for person as being something which is native to the card. I think that is something native to, for instance, the finance computer, which we are connecting to. So I can just check the balance, can't I? And look, it's fizzing. It's fizzing right away. So let's hack into it. And can't convert hello to a number. Interesting. Okay. So, well, let's try var b2 equals that. Alright, let's try that again. It's fizzing yet again. And error on line 5, can't access value, because this didn't work. So I think what's happening is we are calling computer. We connect to something called finance computer with our card, and then we are able to run methods on that thing which are native to that thing that we wouldn't be able to run on just the card. So that's very interesting. And then we check that. Let's try something just out of curiosity. There's get balance for person. Are we... Oh no, there we go. Computer.change balance. We are totally able to do that. So let's do computer.change balance, get name of card owner, and let's give ourselves $500. Let's try that. And actually, let's do something first. Let's print balance before. Okay. Oh. Whoops. I need to actually do this after we get the thing. So, let's go down here, what say, and there we go. Alright, now let's try it. Let's check our balance. Oh. okay. I needed to pause in here. Well, you know what? We're going to do this again. Is sleep in here? Can I sleep? I think that's what I want. So, can I sleep? I don't know if that method is native to this thing. So, you know what? It was, So what's happening is it's printing both statements one right after the other. Let's see, it was 166 before, so let's run the thing again. 666. 1666. 1666. Money forever! Yeah! I mean, you know, also we're the god of this universe or whatever, but it's cool to be able to give ourselves money. Let's just put a little bit extra in there. I don't see any reason not to go nuts. Oh no, is it gonna beep? It is gonna beep. Oh, and look, it's, why do we have oh, we have so much extra because we have stuff that isn't on the card, right? Is that right? Why do we have... It's lagging behind us by an amount, by $2,500? Interesting. Alright, well. Let's not have that happen every time. But, for our next round of things to futz around with, let's remember this connect idea. And in fact, well, I'll set this aside for another thing. I want to play around with connect a lot more, but we will do that more in the future. Okay, so let's put our credit card away. Those were all of Inflatable Fish's idea. Okay, Tenebrious. Suggestions for what to do? I'd go with doing something about your amount of inventory space. Maybe you'd find a convenient way to store items when you're not using them, especially all those floppies you keep finding around. Yeah, you know what? I agree. So here's a fun idea. What happens? I ask. Now, I don't know exactly what to do about inventory space. I'm going to have to think about that a little bit, but this one was supposed to move stuff to the room Monad's apartment, which again, I don't know what that is. That seems very interesting. But what if we moved it to hotel room 1? Is that how it is? No. Maybe it's hotel room 1. That away. And actually, yeah, I wanted to do that for everything. So let's open up our bag. Let's get out a Sprock manual. Throw it away. Tells me it's a floppy. Let's open up our bag. Get a Sprock manual. I know that it's a floppy. Now let me in here. Oh. I hacked our door to let us in somewhere else there, didn't I? Whoops. Sorry, pal. Yeah, let's go to hotel room 1, door 1, please. And look at that! Sprack manual. Right where we wanted it. Not too bad. Sorry for that commotion. I saw a cricket, and I didn't want him near me. Alright. What's next? Right. So, a convenient way to store items when you're not using them, especially considering all the floppies. Well, the problem is, we can't exactly hack our bag that I'm aware of. A suitcase also doesn't seem hackable. It does not show the hack sign when you click over it. So, at this time, I do not know how to get around that. I'll have to, like I say, I'll have to do some thinking about that. Now, that said, hey, buddy. Yeah. Do you work at the ministry? No. Okay, well, that's good enough for me. I think I saw you at the ministry. Yeah, let's push him. Alright. Alright, bye, buddy. Anyway, I'm just gonna be, getting rid of my floppies here. Just nice to have we have quite a bit of inventory space. Now that said, infinite inventory space would be great, and I fully plan... I don't know what happens if you completely fill up a room, by the way. I don't know what happens to the room. I don't know what happens at all. Okay, whatever. I'll think about the inventory space a bit more. So, that was Tenebrius's suggestion. Okay, SS Neoman wanted to know a little bit about modifying the modifier, and his question was, let's go back and take a look at the modifier we have in here. Let's hack it. Return level equal, let's see, allow string, and I think, yes, this was, so, right now it wanted the level of whatever it is that you're working on, and it basically would only let you hack it if its level was 0. It kind of would be interesting to know what the level is, actually. Let me try something real quick. Let me get out fibs extra. Put it down. Nope. Fibs extra. Put it down, I said. For some reason, I think you can walk around with either one of these two. By the way, I heard from somebody who played and said they ended up with a modifier in a completely different way, which is neat to me. I don't know of any other modifiers besides these ones. So can I still say things? Is that not allowed here? Oh, I can't, can I? Print isn't a thing. Okay, I wanted to know if you could, print out the number of the level, just so I could see how intense things were. But that's fine. I'm just going to leave the hotel modifier in here, in case, they want it. And by the way, what's this theremin do if you hack it? Play sound, theremin sound. Set pitch, all different things, and sleep. Okay. Yeah, okay. It just plays the theremin. Works for me. How come... Wait, did I get stuck? Did I just clip into the world or something? Oh no! I did! I think I just clipped out of bounds. What a bummer. I wonder if I, bring up the hacking screen, if that moves me? What can I connect to some? Can I connect to something that would, move me? I maybe can, but I don't know what I can connect to yet, so I think we're just going to have to reload. That's fine. We didn't really do anything in here anyway, I just wanted to check that. So SS Neoman's idea was, would return level greater than or equal to 0 work as well? I believe that absolutely would work. Basically because... what it's wanting in return, what the function is wanting in return is a Boolean value. And the way that it is now, it's set to return true only if the value that we're given is 0, but otherwise to return false. And so we modified it to always return true. The only wrinkle in that would be return greater than or equal to 0 would not work, for instance. Do I still have... Yeah, this is where it took me back to. I'm not sure exactly where the autosaves always work. That's fine. So this was hotel room 1. Got it. So this is very interesting, by the way. I didn't think about it until just right now, but somebody named Monad... it says Monad's apartment, so I'm assuming that that's a person, gets all of the keys and floppies that get thrown away, and anything else just gets deleted. So, that seems weird. That seems like something we should, think about. Of course, now I get them all, but... whatever. Okay, so yes, SS Neoman. The only time that wouldn't work is if there was a level which was like -1, because then it would return false as well. And oh yeah, the next thing to do was to see if we could spend some of that money and get those fancy shoes, what we've been wanting. Now that we don't have to worry about our job anymore, I guess the worst thing for us is we could get fired. And I think I took like a can or 2 cans of Wellspring soda, so, you know, if they wanted their money back, I would happily buy a $3 soda from them. One of the things that I said I was going to do, and which, by the way, I still completely plan on doing, assuming, again, we can't find a better way to do this, is to... Who are you? Are you a person? You seem like you could be a person. One of the things that I said that I wanted to do, and still plan on doing, is writing down the names of a lot of doors. Because with our ability to hack doors, we basically have a quick save and quick load function. Or we have an instant travel, is what I mean to say. So, you know, why not? Hey, I'll buy some shoes, by the way. Good day. Hi, can I buy some shoes? Yes. Yes, please, I do. Yep. I want a pair of shoes. Give me the fanciest shoes you have, lady. Oh, I'm good for it. I got the money. What? Come on, you have way more money. I think maybe I'm like checking some value that I haven't changed. Like maybe everything else has changed, but I'm still thinking, oh, by the way, what happens if I hack this computer? Okay. It connects to finance computer. It gives the customer. Register sales. Get user. Password. Invalid password. And bank.change balance. Bank.change balance. Customer minus sales. Seller sales. Okay. So the password is password. So what happens if I change balance? Customer. Give me another 2,500. Sebastian. I'll give her $50. Alright. Oh, steady on. Hey, are you going to go back out again? Look, now I have $10,000 and I can't do anything with any of it. I want to buy some shoes. I most certainly have the money. So it looks like we also could have hacked that to give ourselves more money. Not that we need it. Come here, come here. Let me buy shoes. Who are you? Listen. Duty calls. Alright. Obvious ministry guy. Alright. I will get shoes as soon as I figure out how to do it. Okay. Inville Wen asks... what happens if you write an infinite loop? What about an infinite recursive function? What about something that doesn't diverge but's very expensive, like the Ackermann function? Well, let's absolutely find out what happens then. So let's hack this, and we can say things on here, right? Yes, we can. So, can I write a while function? No. Well, let's see. How am I gonna write an infinite loop? Let's see. Okay, actually that wasn't hard if I thought about it. So let's declare a bool is done equals false. Alright, and now we just do loop Alright, and then if is done... Actually, we want to do this the other way. Is not done equals true. And then if is not done, print or say hello and end. Because I think we need two ends, one for the loop and one for the if. Could be wrong. Alright. Let's give it a shot. Ah! Oh! It just... Did it kill itself? Interesting. Oh, I'm too tired. Oh, I'm tired. I'm tired. Hold on. Hold on, folks. We're not out of the woods yet. I gotta hack myself out of being tired. Let's make me very not tired. I'm gonna be so awake I can talk to electricity. Yeah, there we go. Okay, interesting. It looks like a very simple infinite loop. Just flips out for a length of time and then stops. Very interesting. And if we wanted a simple infinite recursion formula, that might look something like this. We've got this is void just means the function isn't supposed to return anything. It just kind of does itself. It takes a number. It's called infinite recursion. It says the number. It adds 1 to the number, and then it calls infinite recursion on the new added 1 number. So let's give it a shot. So. See how it does. And I think... What happens? Oh, look at that! Wait, stack... We got a stack overflow. Lovely. That must be what prevents the thing from happening. So, that's very neat. We get a stack overflow with an infinitely recursive function. My guess is that will happen with the Ackermann too, but let's find out. Okay, here is the Ackermann function. This is a sort of famously very expensive and very quickly escalating in complexity function. Basically, Ackermann takes two numbers. So let's do Ackermann of 0, 0. And basically it takes two numbers, m and n. If the first number is 0, then you just say n plus 1. So Ackermann 0, 0 ought to say 1, basically. Yep, and so it does. And Ackermann of 0, 23 ought to say 24. So it does. Okay. Otherwise, if m is not 0, so if we have Ackermann of 1, let's say, then, otherwise, if, did I do this right? Otherwise, yes, if m is greater than 0 and n is 0. So, first case is if m is 0. Second case, m is non-zero, it's 1 in this case, and does equal 0, so like we have here, like 1, 0. Then, it calls the Ackermann function again, subtracting 1 here, and then setting this value to 1, the second value. So in this case, this Ackermann of 1, 0 is going to call Ackermann on m minus 1, which is 0, 1. So then this is going to be 0, 1. And so then it's going to run Ackermann again. It's going to go into this first category here where m is 0, and it should, if all is well, say 2. 2, there it is. Alright. Oh, can't access the value, can it not? Why can it... It said it couldn't access the value, but it ran just fine. How odd. Okay. Well, what happens then if we go to an Ackermann of 2, 0? It says 0. Now, is that right? Should Ackermann of 2, 0 say 0? I kind of think it should not, right? Because an Ackermann of 2, 0 should go to an acrement of 1, 1, which should go to an acrement of 0, 1, which, is that right? So 2, 0, 2, 0 should go to 1, 1 here, and an acrement of 1, 1, if we put that in, that goes to 0 as well. Oh, an acrement of 1, 1 goes to here, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. And we're having some trouble. So, because there's some value that it can't access here. It seems like we're having some trouble with some of these recursive calls. So let's see if we can figure out exactly where the trouble is. So let's say some points here. Here 1. Actually, here 0. Here 1. This is just like a poor man's checkpoints. So, oh, but this isn't going to work unless we have a sleep or something. Will it? That's a bummer, because I need some way to, like, see. Okay, here's what we'll do. I think we might have a way around this. So, we're going to define an array. And if we're here, then we're going to append. Alright. And basically, we are just going to copy that functionality. So what I'm doing is, again, this is a very poor man's way of doing it, but I'm saying we're going to keep an array of everywhere that we are, and hopefully this will let us see exactly what functions the thing is calling at which point. It seems like that's all called, so... Oh, because it's also trying to say this other stuff, isn't it? Well, there's a way around all of this. We're going to, like, call a... Instead of saying something wherever we get to, we are going to... Oh wait, I wanted to keep this, didn't I? Yes, I absolutely did. Alright, here we go. I feel like I'm at like a coding interview. I don't know if I'd get the job either. I don't feel like I'm doing great at this, but this is low pressure, so... I'm sure some of you coders out there are just tearing your hair out of the way I'm doing this, and please do tell me the right way to be. So that's all good. Let's just keep that for now, and... Error on line 16. It can't find something here, so... the acrement of m-1 and the acrement of mn-1. Yeah. That should be fine, right? Why does it say 0 when we get there? That's so weird, because it shouldn't be going... Am I tired again? Good gravy. I've been doing this for a while, I guess is the lesson here. Do I have any other, like, I've got this Wellspring soda. I have to find a better way to hack these things. I'm not telling you where I am, by the way. Boy, this strikes real true to home for the coding life. Okay, so we've got our array, and our answer is like 999. If m equals 0, so let's just try this with Ackermann 0. Didn't mean to take that, but that's fine. Let's just try it with Ackermann 0, and then it goes right there. Fine. Okay, what if we go 1 0? Oh, am I no, this should keep it regular, right? It's so weird. Can't access value, have you forgotten? Oh, curse me for a real dummy, aren't I? Because I don't need a void. I need this to return a number, because it keeps trying to find a number. And that's, look, like I'm trying to set an answer to, to a void method. That's what all you programmers have been shouting at me forever. Is it still mad about something? Can't access value. Have I forgotten to return a value? I don't... Oh, I've also forgotten to return the value. That's fine. So here's our return value, and we're returning answer. How about now, huh? Okay. Okay. I'm still weirded out by what's happening in here, and I don't know that it's what I want to be happening. That said, let's take this out. Just bloat code for now. Okay, so let's say the answer. Let's try it. That seems right. Now, I don't know why. I don't... Oh, was it... There might have been something else in here that I kind of wanted to do. So let's try again. Let's try like this. Something like that, eh? Okay. And let's try her, see how she works. Something's not liking it. No, it's gotta be that, right? I forget how this language works, so let's just check something down here. Let's just try something real simple. Ooh, what didn't we like? Oh. I'm just taking you... I'm just gonna comment all you fellas out there. Oh no, problem there was... It needs to have 2 L's on it. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, that should work fine. That should absolutely work fine, shouldn't it? Alright. So here calls is 0. If m is 0, then we go here and we append 0 to calls. And I know I don't need this calls equals, it should just be fine without. Yep. That seems more like what I was thinking. If n equals 0, append calls 1, and answer equals Ackermann m minus 1, 1. Now then, do I need to... Is it because Is it because that is to find out here? Now, how do we handle... Because, sorry, I need to be talking... I hope I'm talking enough for everybody to follow this. By the way, if I'm not, yell at me after this video is done, and we will have some words with each other. Is it because I am defining calls inside the function there, and so every time I call Ackerman, it resets 0. So is there like a global? Can I call global? Is it okay if I just call it outside of there? Does it not mind if I call something globally? Let's see. She's a good one. She's a real good one. Okay, so now we've learned something about global variables. They're okay. You can... so let me briefly explain that for the non-programmers. This was really meant to not be so much of a programming lesson, but darn it if one didn't poke itself in. A global variable is one which is defined everywhere and is... if you change it somewhere, you change it everywhere, basically. So, if I call... if I set array calls out here, then it's just sort of everybody knows what calls is, and every time that you call Ackerman, when it references calls, it references, you know, the array that already exists, and if it appends something, then it appends it right on there, which is great. If, however, I defined calls inside the function and I zeroed it, that means every time it called the Ackerman function, it re-zeroed this array, so it only appended the very last thing it called, which was always gonna be 0. So, let's get a little fancier now and call Ackerman of 1, 1. And look at that, 2, 1, 0, 0. And the reason is because it starts off at here. Now, why was it 0, 0? That's interesting. Because it shouldn't have been 0, 0. It should have been 2, 1, 1, 0, I think, right? So, 1, 1. It starts off here at append call. It starts off here because neither one of them are 0. And it calls... Oh, I know why. I know exactly why. Because it calls an Ackerman of this number here, and then the Ackerman of n-1. So that's 1, 0. 1, 0 takes us to here, takes us to 1, and calls that up there, and then calls that up here. And then the other Ackerman is, then at that point, is 0, and then this gets to be 0. So then it just calls 0 at that point. Okay, that makes sense. It makes sense to me in the way that I explained it. I guess I could go through it in a little bit more depth, but basically just know that it's slowly counting down. Anyway, why are we doing the Ackerman function in the first place? The reason is it grows so quickly, so by the time you get up to any reasonable size, the thing takes bloody forever. And in fact, I think I had a little something just talking about how quickly it grows. Let me see. Yeah, even Ackerman of 4.3 is supposed to be quite intensive. So let's load up an Ackerman of 4.3 and see what happens. It's trying. Oh, it's trying. Let's get to the end. And instead of saying calls, what if you just say the answer? How interesting. The answer from Ackerman 4.3, let's see. I think, isn't the answer, I mean, I guess the answer is always supposed to be n plus 1, which I guess is probably always going to be 2, something like that. Let's see. Sorry, I'm also kind of looking up stuff about Ackerman as we go. So, and so Ackerman 4.3 is 315 separate Ackerman function recursions to get to the answer, and it looks like Ackerman. Okay, so let's try Ackerman of 2.2. I think I've got the answer for that. It's supposed to be 7. So let's give that a little try. Let's give that a little what for. Hey, it gets to 7. Alright, so we are getting the right answer. So Ackerman of 3.4 looks like it's supposed to be 125. Let's give that a shot, shall we? I don't know what all these, like, intermediary... why it's spitting this stuff out there at the end. Now, that's interesting. I think Ackerman of 3-4 is supposed to be 125, not 7. So do we essentially run into a stack overflow at some point? Is that true? That could possibly be true. Let's see. I've got some calculator that's supposed to be going here, but it's taking what I would call a long time. If we run out of too much more time, I don't want to take too much longer for this. It's neat because it's supposed to be showing me exactly how everything is calculated. So... oh, is that what's happening? Is, in fact, what's happening, because it's answering all of the sub-problems. I guess that is what's happening, right? Because I say the answer before I return the answer. Right? And that would make sense, because otherwise I'm not going to say it at all. So, is it possible, then? Can I just wait until everybody's done, and then say the answer afterwards? In other words, yes, okay, now we have an answer there. So if you define something outside of a function globally, you can use it inside of a function. However, if you define something inside of a function, you cannot use it outside of the function, which is probably for the best. So, good lord, this thing is taking forever. So there's your answer. It's answering all of the sub-problems inside of there before it finally gets to what it considers to be the answer. I'm just looking for the answers to some other combinations of Ackerman so that we can see if we're on track here. I think maybe an Ackerman of 4. You know what? Let's just kill it. Let's give it something that it will not be able to compute and just see what it does. What does an Ackerman of 50/50 do? I think it's probably going to just explode or stack overflow or something. Yep, stack overflow. Alright, that was a long time for that short answer, but hey, it was fun to implement, wasn't it? And the answer to what happens if your thing gets too big to worry about, well, we just cause a stack overflow. So, there you go. Alright, that was the question given by Involwen, so thank you. Can I enumerate all the primitive functions? Like, is there a global object on which goTo is defined? Can you redefine these primitive functions? I think that's something we're going to explore a bunch more with the connect feature that we saw earlier. I think probably it's hard to get a definition of what exactly what a primitive function does. Certainly not all functions map to all objects, but it certainly seems like some objects are able to connect to other objects, and that certainly seems like it has a lot of problems. How does the number type deal with not a number and plus or minus infinity? That should be relatively quick to find out, so let's just head over to the fuse box, which I guess is just our designated testing ground. So number nan equals 20, say nan divided by 0. What do you do? Infinity! It's called infinity. Okay. There's your answer. It's infinity. Thank you, Involwen, for the most illuminating thing that we've had yet. Although I'm going to be watching you in the future, and I think I maybe am going to take some of your videos and put them in the programming section. Rather, still, it was very interesting to see what happens here. Do strings can't understand encoding? So I'm assuming he means here, like, there's different ways of encoding a string. I don't know how to check that, but that's something that I will, let's look into that. I'm not sure how we would go about checking that. If you remove the allow function from the modifier entirely, what happens? That one, I'll tell you, I'm pretty sure what happens is the modifier just does nothing. It will just say, well, I say that. Let's test her out. Go to. This is probably a horrible idea. I guess we're having to do a longer area transition here. Alright. Let's find it out. Delete. Compile. Put down the empty wellspring soda. We don't need it. Pick up this hotel modifier. And... no allow function in hotel modifier. Yep, it just, freaks itself right out. That's fine. Put down the hotel modifier, and so as to not break their stuff, let's reset it. Easy does. Okay, since arrays look more like dicts, can I make a self-referential array? Well, let's give her a shot then, shall we? Kind of wish I was near a fuse box, since that's sort of our designated testing thing. Although, since I'm here in the cafeteria, let me grab a coffee. Assuming they're still up for grabs. Oh, they are. Great. I would love to find a way to get some more drinks, but that'll have to do for now. Can I make this fountain do stuff? Yes. Alright. Array test equals blah array. So append test 1 and test 2, say test append test. You fine with that? Can I not interact with you and have you do the thing? Come on. Come on, I might have to find a thing. I would have thought admire would have been the word there that would have made something happen. It's fine, I don't, strictly speaking, need it to happen. It just would have been nice. Gotta go find another fuse box now, making me run. Honestly, oh, here we go. Alright. Array test equals blah. Append test 1. Append test 2. Oh, the white space is kind of weird in this. I was gonna say that. I noticed that before. Oh, whoops. Because it looked like sometimes when I was doing addition and subtraction, it required some white space between those, as in like n-1 wasn't fine, but n-1 like that was. Just kind of weird. So now append test. Test. What do you do with that? Whoa! That froze up my game for a second. Yeah, it freezes the game for a second. That's kind of neat. What if we don't mess around with 1 and 2? What if we just append test to itself? Okay. What if test includes test, and test? Nope, it refuses to even mess with it. Alright. Very interesting. Let's move on. It's weird that the thing wants you to declare the types of things when dicts map variance to variance. That is weird. I agree with you. What happens if you return a number or a string from the allow function? I think allow... I keep saying these things without knowing. Let's test that. Next request by Inscrutable Horse: can I edit in more inventory in my space for my bag? I don't know if I can. Tilana says, can I make myself a cola that will send me home for when I get lost, or one that never runs out? Is that a variable? You know what, Tilana? I think there is a path that's been suggested by this first particular run of hacking and messing around, and I'll tell you what that path is. To me, that path is messing around with the connect feature, because it looks like objects have particular things that they do, and it looks like we can maybe connect with some objects to other objects. So that is what I want to test out. Also, I think maybe my game crashed. I'm going to give it a second more to respond. This might be the universe telling me that it's time to end this video, though. So a lot of the other stuff we have are... can I make drinks do better stuff? Yes, I certainly, in this video, made them, make me less sleepy. Can I alter people and myself? No, I have not found a way to do that. Inventory size, I don't know a way. I don't know how to copy people. Chairs, apparently, you can't hack them either. This is all AZSEDCF asking these things. Am I a god now? Yes. Turns out I always was. So I'm saying now we play around with the yeah, I think the game crashed for sure. I'm saying now we play around with the connect function. That seems like the next thing to me. Yeah, so it looks like the next thing that we want to do is make drinks do better stuff. Also, Tombot wants me to use the dial to choose different functions. So you can each make a selection, do a different thing. So maybe let's get a radio, and rock out with the radio. Let's give it let's give it a go. Also, he wants to see if I can use hacking to be really good at selling sodas. I noticed that like personality and charisma seemed like one of the attributes, so that's something to take a look at for next time too. Whole world's open in front of us, everybody, and we are going to explore it next time. Catch you then. Thanks for watching.